This podcast discusses a range of topics and is intended for mature audiences. Adult language may be heard throughout the episode. This podcast is for private, non-commercial use. The views and opinions of the cast, the guests, do not necessarily reflect any agency, organization, or company that they work for.
Please take me if you win the Cayman Airways ticket.
You gonna have to talk up.
Oh, I got show?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
All right. Sorry, that's all.
Mic check. Where's D? I'm looking for D, my kids. First and foremost, thank you guys for coming out tonight. You don't know how stressful it is to put on a podcast. And then to also try to do a live podcast when you have.
Wait, can everyone hear us in the back? Okay, good. Sorry, I wasn't sure.
This is what I deal with on a regular basis. Putting on a live show is difficult for many reasons, many moving parts. So I definitely want to, before we start, shout out to the Hive for giving us this venue tonight. Big round of applause for the Hive. Woo! That means buy a drink or two as well, right? Again, I want to thank all the people behind the scenes that made this possible. A lot of tech guys, a lot of people doing 1 hours, behind the scenes. So just when you see us on the pod on a Wednesday, please know that it's a lot of different moving parts, and we're always grateful for the support. And thank you guys for welcoming us over the last couple of years. So with that being said, let's get right into it. Welcome to the Link Up Podcast, episode 118.
An actual number?
Say what?
Actual number?
Yeah, that's actually such a hit, bro. We can talk about our fight too much. Let's talk about our fight before we go into it.
We're going to go straight to the fight?
I'm going to do first. How was your weekend, first and foremost? Let's get into it.
Lazy. I had a wonderful, lazy weekend.
You didn't
Enjoyed the rain, stayed home.
You didn't go to Paris, right?
No.
You hate local, boy.
What do
I don't
you
like
go to?
that.
What do you go to this?
Hold on. I wasn't going to be crowd surfing.
No.
That wasn't
No,
for me.
you was in there.
Yeah.
I saw it on Instagram.
So that's how
That's
you
the
enjoyed.
first time I ever seen anyone crowd surfing came on in my life.
So that's how you enjoyed Paris Week on Instagram.
Listen, man, I leave that for the younger generation to enjoy. I had my
That's
years, at Teen Disco and thing.
That's interesting.
The fact that you said team, this stuff.
When Teen Disco used to be where
Teen Jam.
where the Butterfield building is now.
Yeah.
Before that was built,
Tell us what you should do at team, this stuff, Chris.
I just used to walk around and post up on the wall. That's it. That's all I'm admitting
He
to.
wasn't dancing.
I was posted up on the wall. That is all I will admit to.
Okay, all right.
You didn't get your first.
What is did I steal a car?
Whispering in the shower.
So you wasn't, as we used to call it, you wasn't bubbling or nothing back in the day.
You know, 1 or 2 times. Maybe.
That's all we asking.
Did you have consent?
I tried to be well behaved,
Did you have consent?
but I was shy when I was younger, so I would never ask girls to dance.
What was it? What was your?
Because I seen enough guys get rejected. A guy go up behind a girl, and the girl just look behind and just dance away.
Oh.
I didn't want that to happen to me.
I'm too, right?
Yeah, that happens. That happens. That way I don't do it no more. I don't dance. I do not dance.
Actually, the one time that happened to me, and I said, that'll never happen to me again. You remember when little Zane came here, behind Hurley's?
How old are you?
That was Club Extreme.
Club Extreme. Well, it was out in the parking lot, and he was late. But before that, the DJ was playing. And I was just like, okay, there's a girl in front of me. No idea who she is, but I'll try. And that didn't go well.
Thank you for embarrassing yourself. That's a great way to start the pod. I appreciate
I
it.
try.
I appreciate
I
it.
do my best.
You doing tequila tonight too or no? Just beer?
Listen,
Because we like you on tequila.
He been mixing. Yeah. he
I did not mix. This is my second beer.
We're going to take Keisha Mommy out afterwards to that spot we talked about.
1,000%.
Hi, Keisha Mom. Well,
Wait, is she here? Where? Hey, Mom, what's going on?
she doesn't like to dream about her. Sorry. Rashad, how are you? What's up? Promote? Busy?
I good, man. I good. I was just enjoying Paris Week, unlike some people, So I had a good weekend, man.
How was Paris?
It was good, man. It was good. It rained, but it was good, man. It stopped raining, and yeah, Puffy was good, Bungie was good. So yeah, it was a good night, man. Shout out to Paris Week team.
They had
It
a
was good.
big crowd out there, though.
Yeah,
Throughout the rain and everything. Normally, mines don't show up in the rain, but
Well, you don't show up at all, so it don't really matter. Yeah. But yeah, no, despite the rain, it was a very good turnout. I think it would have been bigger if it wasn't.
For the kids,
The kids,
yeah, for the kids.
boy, I thought about them.
Yeah.
I had no thoughts. Because I used to be one of them.
I mean, yeah, in terms of that, so
When you say kids,
That's not good.
they look like kids. I'm sorry, I don't want to.
well, I don't know, because like when I was like, going out there and stuff, I remember back in my day, I would see some like 7, 8-year-olds, 2:00 in the morning, wander around town. I'm like,
I didn't see that young.
"They be home."
Yeah, I saw some teens though, but yeah, they were having a good time, like how we used to do back in the day. So I can't hate on them for that.
How you used to go back,
Yeah, how I used to do that.
I feel for them in the sense that everything is being captured up. So to go to school today or to go to college today, and the shit is on 3, 4, 5.
So I think they like that. I think them being
like
on
being
everything
posted?
3, 4, 5. Yeah, I think they like being on everything 3, 4, 5. To be honest.
So I'm just old. I don't get it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I hate when everything 3, 4, 5 posts me. I
If I
hate-
post to you,
Didn't somebody write in one time trying to find love with him?
Can we? No, they didn't. No, they didn't.
Wanted to link up
No,
with a shot.
no, they didn't. They didn't call my name.
Brethren,
They didn't call my name. So how you know it with me?
because you the only one to put on Night Carnival.
No, there's night carnival in Jamaica too. It's not me. It's not just me.
On the same one.
They didn't say that. They said night carnival.
You want on the same. I'll take it off. Don't worry.
So did you get like a DM?
Did I get a DM
Yeah.
from everything 3, 4, 5? Yeah.
Me too. Like,
So you never like made Love Is Blind happen?
No, I hate that show, man. I don't believe in that. Love not blind, man. No, but love is not blind. I'm sorry.
How you doing? How you doing, Keisha? I see you brought your mom here. Thank you for that. I appreciate it.
And her sister.
team.
Whole team.
It's about her mom.
Her sister's gonna cook for us too. She's promised.
Okay.
She has promised.
She's shaking her head no. She said no.
Oh yeah, shout out to the boss Kelvin too, man. He here. I got shout out Kelvin, man.
He eating his chicken wing, but we see you.
Big up.
He tried about me. I live up this moral side. I mean, seeing that it's too hard. Oh, how are you, Keisha? What's up? Well, thank you for joining us.
Thank you. I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm all right. You're part of the reason why we're doing the show because you're the first time registered voter. Last time we had Kenny on the show, we put a lot of pressure on Kenny. So we're so glad he's come together. He prepared us. So we're going to get into that. We're going to talk to him. We're going to talk to Mr. Jordan, who's here as well. It should be a good few minutes. And also, I would like people to have a little time with me to talk outside of the podcast because I know some people don't want to be on camera and their questions. And I want to be sure you get access to Mr. Hugh and Mr. Bryan. And I said our questions if you wish. Let's get into it real quick. We'll talk about Pirates Week. Pirates Week was good. Shout out to the organizers. I'm going to talk to them recently today. That entire ministry, the entire team, I think we give props and respect and things to do. There was no making traffic jams this year. It seems like it went on for them hits. They brought back the Heritage Days.
Oh, can I say one more thing about Pirates Week? So we got Chris to come out to Pirates Week with us, right? And he got curry goat. No.
No, I
chicken.
feel like
He ordered curry.
I got 2 meals.
Let's take it back to when we were in the studio and we talked about wanting to get food for Pirates Week. And what he first said he
Oh
wanted.
yeah, he wanted oxtail
I had a craving. I've been
at Pirates Week, bro. You can get oxtail from anywhere on island. They had turtle, they had lobster, whelks, conch, and you go for
Yeah.
oxtail and curry chicken.
I mean, I don't
No.
know. I mean, it would kind of be a
We need-
betrayal. It'd be a betrayal for me to get Conquer Welks in town. I'd have to go East End.
Wow. No, I know.
Big up East Enders.
But we really need to check where you from.
All 2 of us.
No, I think we need to check where
4 of us.
where Chris from. We need to check where Chris from.
He's up every couple of months. He's from
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I don't think he's from
That
Kmart.
is not a district.
Red Bay is not a district, she said.
Can you?
It's an electoral district.
Yeah, man, there we go.
Since we
Yeah.
Red Bay massive in the building.
Yeah. Can we not?
Speaking of turtle, you had a comment on turtle, Chris?
Oh, on Turtle? I thought you could think we were gonna save that, no?
Nah,
You're not gonna save that?
I'll give Kenny a little time to warm up.
Well, hold on. We got the audio? We have the audio?
No, you don't have audio.
Ah.
Sunset theme.
Well, I mean, hopefully everyone has seen the video that's been going around viral, where there was a gentleman that called in to Radio Cayman, with the deputy premier, and they were having a back and forth about Cayman's national dish. And the gentleman said that he thinks the national dish should be KFC, and we should stop selling and consuming turtle meat. This gentleman happened to be,
You can say it. You can say a word.
I guess,
You can say it. You can say it. Just go ahead.
he was an expat, right? He'd been here like 11 years,
It's not a bad word.
married to Caymanian, but clearly did not experience life growing up, having a turtle in the household, and at Pirates Week, and at Thanksgiving and Christmas time.
He wanted oxygen.
Well, he didn't say that. He wanted KFC, clearly. So during that exchange, he said he no longer wanted to use money killing turtles and selling it at the turtle center, and rather use that money to upgrade the center as is. Nothing wrong with wanting money to upgrade the center, but ain't no way we giving up eating turtle.
Can we not call it the center?
And can we call it farm?
Yeah, like it's just feels like it's turtle farm.
Because they grew up with Turtle Farm?
Yeah, I don't know. We'll just make that some people there, but we're not trying to call us the turtle farm. That's the
Then can we also have Smith Cove back then?
sorry, Barbara. Just brought on the yeah.
I don't know. Everyone say Smith back in there. I'm like, I don't know about you, but like that's Smith Cove to me.
Swinkle.
Yeah, who calls it that?
The generation before us, I think.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, it's the,
But then in response, the deputy premier then said, pretty much under my watch.
he
so-
wanted to say a lot more than that.
It had looked like it. He was pretty vexed.
He definitely did.
He had looked like he had took his time to think about what he wanted to say.
But I want to speak to that next spot because I think that it's pretty crazy for you to call in so
Radio came on.
radio came on the national radio station, and make that comment as boldly as he did. And to be fair, we've heard that before. They want us to stop. Sorry, they want us to stop. Are you agree?
Do they have any reason why they want us to stop eating turtle? I just curious.
Isn't that those are the endangered species, right?
Hmm.
But I guess we're saying we're farming them for that purpose of.
Every time I try to talk that turtle, they swim away. I don't.
The turtles are not your friends.
No, none that speak to me a day in my life. So I'll go to Pirates Week and I will get a plate.
Okay.
I support it.
Maybe Kenneth will come on and I guess tell us what he really wants to say. In a PC way. Yes.
Redacted.
Redacted. Yeah. Chief, you said it's your first time vote.
It will be, yes.
So what really pushed you and encouraged you to register to vote this time? Don't lie.
So my son is
Your
the reason
son?
yeah,
Okay.
is the reason that I decided to get a shift vote. I started to pay attention to the political arena, I guess you'd say. Also, I got my mom to get registered as well, so it will be our first time with it is to vote in this upcoming election. So yeah, that's what we want to vote.
Just to be the clown. Okay. What are the things I guess you're looking for in terms of the candidate to get your vote? What
So
are some
for me,
main concerns?
Yeah, so for me, the housing market is a major concern. I'm in the process, of trying to acquire my own property, and I'm having to jump through hoops and being met through a block. So I feel like that's something that we can.
That down payment rough, huh?
Pardon?
That down payment rough, huh?
Real rough. And while I'm on that, I know me and Rashad had a back and forth on one of our posts about like the pensions and so forth. And yes, Rashad, while we do have access to our pensions, a lot of people don't realize that it's a 45-day application process, and you actually cannot apply for your pension until you've gotten approved from the bank. So you can't.
Start early. Start early, man.
So you can't actually go to apply for your pension until you have the approval from the bank. So it all works together. That makes sense.
Yep.
But yeah. So housing is one. All of the developments that we see going around, beach erosion is a thing now. And so I kind of want to see what we're going to do to, I guess,
We're gonna go spend 20 billion on stuff.
I want to see how we can better look after our environment, going forward.
You being for real?
Pardon?
You being for real?
Yeah, I am.
You environmental just
No, I'm not an environmentalist, but I live on an island, so it's being impacted. So it's something that I have my ear to the ground about. Developments, yeah, just those two things. Yeah.
So if somebody ran on saving the turtles, they wouldn't get you.
Pardon?
If somebody ran on saving turtles, they wouldn't get you. Because we know you're a big turtle advocate. She hates the turtle farm, by the way.
Hey yo,
She does not like it.
will you try turtle for us? Would you have one?
Never.
You've never tried turtle a day in your life?
So I definitely will not be trying.
Hold on. You've never tried turtle?
Never.
Never?
You wouldn't give us
No.
just a piece?
No.
So,
Not even for the clicks?
Not even for the Welsh.
you had welts before?
Never.
Okay. I would just wait and you stop, right? You stop. I would
Rashad doesn't like welts. He thinks
Absolutely.
welts are repulsive.
we need to get rid of we need to get rid of we need to get rid of welts. I keep calling
We need to get rid of Rashad.
lobster. We could keep everything and get rid of welts. I'll be okay with that. I'd be okay with that. I'd be okay with that.
What do Chris? What do you for this next election? The candidates.
What do I want? Well, I think I said it last time. I doubt anybody will run on this, but
Oh, wait.
Oh, if you're going to do this again.
It's about the jurors with the time.
about what?
It's about the jurors. So
Oh, well, we can talk about that too. Yeah, let's put a cap on jewelry stores in town, please.
He going to say people should be
Please.
very honest. He goes,
Thank you
people should be
for
very
the clap. Let's put a cap on the jewelry stores in town. There's too many of them. But what I would really like to see is that, I think I said this last time, but anyway, we'll go into it. Not that anybody could realistically do this, but it would be nice to see, politicians come out and say, look, this is what I specialize in. This is my area of expertise. Right? I don't have an answer for everything. I'm not an expert in everything. No one is. But this is what I'm good at. This is what I'm running on. As I said before, if you're a CEO at a company and you have let's just say you had a big company, multiple departments, whatever. You go apply, you put out a job posting. You're not hiring someone that can run every single department. You're looking for a specialist in each department. And there's nothing wrong in my mind for a politician to run as a specialist in a certain area.
Wait, Chris was going to be my campaign manager, but he fired after that one. I had let him go. I had let him go after that statement one.
Rashad,
No, I get what he's saying, right? I understand. But ain't nobody trying to hear that, bro.
I understand that. I understand. that.
So why would they do it?
Listen, I'm just saying what I personally would like. I never said it would happen or be realistic.
you can get
Victor asked me what I
get
wanted.
that one vote.
Yeah.
Victor asked me what I would want.
Yeah, you'll only get Chris a vote.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool.
But, the other thing I would like to see is some kind of aesthetic standards with development. There's certain places that get built that look a little.
All right, go ahead.
You know,
Name it for us. Go ahead.
I can't name the place. I don't want to offend nobody.
Go ahead.
You can edit it out. Okay, the fin. It looks like a cruise ship on land. It's not aesthetically pleasing for that area. It's just not.
Is that your place? You know what? That's the place we talk about, right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's the thing.
It's not aesthetically pleasing. It does not fit the landscape of that area at all.
Okay. Fair enough.
Now, it might be nice in other areas and stuff. It's a beautiful building, and if the building was in a vacuum, but for that area and for Cayman, I don't really think that aesthetically that is proper. So hopefully, some kind of reform in terms of approving what could be, the architecture types. Maybe that's a little bit too much of government intervention, but for me, that's what I would like to hear.
It's a tall one.
Because, these buildings are going to be around for the next, the rest of our lives.
Well, maybe not. I don't know. That's-
What, are you trying to say we're going to be underwater in 20, 50, 20, 30 years?
No, probably like 100, 150.
Okay.
Yeah, something like that.
So not for our lifetime.
Yeah, maybe not. I just want to ask, I guess because the different ages in us, in Keisha, first time vote, things that you've seen before, because you're part of the reason why we have one vote. And
So, all right. So raise your hands. Who wants to move away from one man, one vote? Okay. Who wants to go back to what was it called? I don't even know the name for it. But
The vote straight things.
yeah, the vote straight. Who wants to go back to vote straight? Okay, so you don't want one man vote, you don't want one straight. So there obviously needs to be like there's ideas of another solution out there.
100%.
Okay, fair enough.
I mean, I think the idea of you vote for people to get internet at the end of the day, once they're elected, they go on the road and sit up and decide who will be the star, who will be the player. That does look kind of shitty. You know what I'm saying? But I think we're going to talk about this politics a little bit. So maybe we can bring it up during content at a good time. Before we get you guys out here, you want to talk about the fight?
The fight,
Yeah, the Tyson fight.
the exhibition,
Yeah.
the abuse of an elderly citizen.
That wasn't really a fight. That wasn't really a fight. That was just a
You know-
money grab.
You know the worst part about that fight was after the women's fight, we waited like an hour for that fight to start. They did like a 30-minute promo, then like 30 minutes of walking out, and then finally the fight started.
But did they have issue with the stream?
Oh, they also had issue with streaming too. It wasn't too bad. I watched it at Salty's. It wasn't too bad out there. But
Never mind.
No, I just used a VPN.
it didn't lag for you?
No,
You had no issue?
It lagged without the VPN, and then I switched to the UK version.
Oh, the UK?
Yeah, and it was streaming fine.
It was less people on that server.
Did you bet on the fight?
Did I bet on the fight? No, because it was just a money grab, like for both sides.
Mike would win.
No,
We mean he could have.
no,
Hold on. You don't know why people would think? You don't know why people would think that?
I thought you said Mike win, but go ahead.
Well, it's obvious why people would think he would win. Is because
it's Mike Tyson.
the promo that they showed of him sparring
warm
he
up.
looked absolutely insane. Compared to like in the ring, he looked like he was timid and shy, which led people to think that it was rigged because it looked like he didn't want to throw a punch.
Nah, we're selling the fight. That's all.
Yeah, it was just money. Like Mike Tyson went in debt. Like he went a lot in debt.
And yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
20 million? That's the easiest 20 million you ever made.
Ever.
No 58-year-old not beating me. I tell you that. They not beating me.
You heard what he said afterwards?
Well,
That he didn't want to hurt him unnecessarily?
who? Jake?
Jake?
Yeah.
It looked like it in like the 6th, 7th, 8th round. It definitely looked like for sure.
Well, like, that was me. I probably was not.
You would not?
I would.
You would?
No.
A 58-year-old man you would beat down?
Don't get in the ring.
It's Mike Tyson.
Stay home.
Y'all thought he was going to win this.
Who y'all is? That's Chris.
I never said that. I said why people would have thought.
You want something?
Give him his props because he was able to hold his blue at a 27-year-old.
No.
I don't know about that. No.
Not really.
Them later rounds, he was getting carried.
So
Nah, he was tough.
He could have ended that fight at any point in time.
we going to talk about the meeting or we not talk about that?
How about what we?
The meeting they held on
Next question.
Good. The meeting they held on Eastern Good Heritage Day, man.
Tell us what we got.
You see, I was vexed about that. That's all. Like, how you gonna hold a meeting at Eastern Heritage Day? The best Heritage Day, all that came on, you gonna go hold a meeting?
The disrespect.
You know,
Is that the best?
I'm pretty sure that's because he's from West Bay.
Yes, it is.
He didn't like the Eastern clout. So he decided, you know what, I gonna hold this meeting on Eastern Heritage Day.
Okay, so tell us what the meeting before this is that resigned recently.
I'll tell you about the meeting.
Yeah, Chris, that's
Were you there?
I was not there. I was watching.
Okay.
I watched live,
Okay.
but I was not there. It was well attended, though. I was kind of surprised at the attendance. I guess I shouldn't be, but the place looked pretty much filled. Seafarers Hall, I'm pretty sure is where it was at.
Does it take much to make that place look?
Does what?
I think about a cool 60 people. A cool 50.
No, it looked more than that. It definitely looked like more than that.
Okay.
I think closer to like 100 people. Were.
Stop it.
I'm telling you.
You can't tell me, bro. I throw parties. I know when crowds look like, bro. That was not 100 people.
It definitely like 100.
It wasn't 100 people.
Anyway, so yeah, the four MPs that resigned from cabinet were there, talking about their side of the story into why they resigned. I was actually quite surprised that a lot of the audience members that were there voiced questions of being quite upset with them for either A, sticking around so long, or B, why resign now like a few months before the election. I actually thought more of the crowd would have been there in support of it, but it looked like people were actually upset that you would cause such dysfunction.
Hold on, Chris, you said 4 people spoke? I only heard 3. I only heard 3 people speak. I know. No, I didn't. I just asked it.
This video, you stand real quick, turn around.
You want to stand up, turn around real quick?
You sure you want me to do that?
All right, let's stand up, turn around real quick. What's it say?
What does it say?
Heather Bawden, 1 introduction, 0 comments. Oh God, Rashad. 0 ideas, 0 interruption, 0 contribution, 0 engagement, 120 minutes.
I'm sorry.
That's Rashad's opinion. This does not reflect the views and opinions of the Link Up podcast, any affiliates or.
No, but like I watched the whole thing.
To be fair, she's underground. She's not a...
Which is I understand that. I understand.
Are you just mad at her because she threatened you?
Oh yeah, she did actually.
She was mad at you at one of your
Yeah,
parties?
I was doing something to give back to the community.
She's like the boss that doesn't talk but come check you when you mess up in her community.
I had an event at Pedro, and we had a permit until 2, and like at 1:30, the security came to me and said, "Hey, the MP for Savannah want to talk to you." I'm like, okay. So I go out front, and yeah, she had a whole heap of words for me out there, and I was like, "Yes, we got a permit."
Problem too, right?
Yeah.
Yes, she
And she had a good amount of words for me out there. I won't say what was said, but it wasn't too nice.
had better stats in the box.
She had way better stats. Way better. So when I watched it, I was a bit confused because I was like, that was my first time ever meeting her and talking to her. So I was like, that's not the woman that approached me at sundown.
Different roles.
Complete.
Yeah.
Hey,
When it come time to get the hands dirty, she ready to.
no, the time was at the meeting. That was the time. But she just sat there and smiled the whole time.
Give a prayer.
Oh yeah, she did pray.
One intro.
That's good. One intro.
So yeah, the 4 ministers, Andre, Miss Kathy, Sabrina,
And
Heather.
and Miss
Heather.
Miss Heather. This sort of like a recap. That's the why they resigned recently to give the why the public. It was a live stream, and like we said also too. People came to find out the information the first time. They made deals with white women sign. They mentioned it's always so like I get done. The lease erosion issue, Pontiano for Sabrina, and then Andre.
The school.
The school as well. I thought there was some real arguments made in terms of that. In terms of the school, but sorry.
No, I'm gonna say ask the question. You were just going to ask.
What was the question?
You were going to ask what was Andre's problem. I still try and figure it out. I still try and figure out what his problem was really, because from that meeting I couldn't tell. They clearly agree. He just said.
He was very cross.
Yeah, but this is no. This is all he did. Let me clear this up for you. And then he just reiterated everybody else's point. It'll clear up. That was really it. So
What?
He was getting agitated at the question, and you could see he was getting flustered by having to repeat himself a bit there.
Yeah.
But yeah. Next question.
So if you have any much out advice too, obviously 4 questions we run today. You may want to get more information as more insight as to the minds and the thoughts behind why it's so long to come on, and then also why we decided was 2 or 3 months before, or sorry, I said a month before Christmas, and then obviously coming into April this year. The elections have been set for April 30th, by the way, just as a reminder. I think you have from January 15th to register.
January 15th is the cutoff time?
January 15th, cut off.
Okay.
Because they want to get time to verify the voter scroll.
yeah, and if you're not registered and you're here, please you can go register in the back by Tony, Miss Kim.
Is the computer up for registering?
Yeah, there's a computer.
Oh, it's up there?
There's
Okay.
forms. Yeah.
It's a size laptop too, by the way. So if you want,
No, it's not.
if you want to go through some tabs, go through check his history. Feel free to do that as well. Yeah.
No,
so
don't check.
let's bring up one first guest, maybe. You gonna switch up?
Yeah, well, like good one.
Let's give a warm round of applause. He's wearing white sneakers tonight. And tucked in his jump boy side. Give a big round of applause for Joey. You want to show you all of it. See you in the white sneaker lean, okay?
Yeah, But if I had red, I would have worn red.
Okay. So the line-
Rashad, what size you wear, Rashad? What size are those? Yeah. I'll stick with the white.
Rashad said he beat the West man. Okay.
Rashad BT West, yes.
We
The
want
only thing I have to say to Rashad before I forget is maybe the issue with Wilkes is that he calls it Welks. It might taste better if he says Wilkes
I think so too.
with little C pie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
maybe,
That might be the issue.
maybe. I don't even saw that.
You know, being from Bordentown, he might have to go a little bit further east to get some good ones too.
That's fucked up. We want to thank you for obviously bringing the call and did a show with us a couple of weeks back. How was that experience for you? Were you nervous? Did it little?
No, it was great. It was great. Obviously, first time on a podcast. I'm accustomed to sitting and speaking in front of people, but in front of a camera and just freelancing, it was a good experience. It was a really good experience. Enjoyed it tremendously. We probably that night we could have went on for another 2 hours.
Oh, sure.
Did you think it was going to be like a grilling session, or did you? Because I know normally when we ask people to come on, especially people that are involved in politics, they think it's where were you on the night of December 18th at 4:53? Who were you talking?
That was
pick up your birthday.
Celebrating Barbara's birthday. No. No, listen, I'm not afraid of that. That comes with the territory.
Right.
And if you have an issue with that, then you shouldn't be in politics.
Oh, 100%.
If you can't go and sit in front of your people, the people that you represent, and answer tough questions, you shouldn't be in politics.
Well, they say we ask really tough questions.
They bought us up for that, yeah.
Yeah, we got criticized for that. They said that we asked them quarantine and all this other stuff, and they want us to really on the court. Why you voting this? Why you voting that? But that wasn't our first in being a champion for that first. But if you do come after,
Yeah, that's good.
yeah, okay,
There's nothing that I've done or said in politics that's not on record.
for sure.
So, and I have a very simple philosophy. If you always tell the truth, you never have to remember what you say. So I have no issue with that whatsoever.
Thank you for the little mention on Parliament floor.
Yeah.
Nah. I was a little mad. You went to Parliament and you said you was on the podcast.
You're still on the podcast.
I was waiting to plug. And you decided
We are the podcast.
yeah, okay. Yeah. Next,
Assume everybody would know who it was.
next in-house session, all right?
Okay.
Okay.
You got it.
Organizing policy.
He might call that vote by his.
The next topic, I guess, since we've met, since we had the show, the last couple of weeks have been interesting to say the least. And it's basically, I would say, we call it basketball. It's a layup for you guys. What's your thought process on what's took place the last couple of weeks? And what does that signifying represent for organized politics in the kingdoms?
Well, let me actually, before I even get into it, I want to actually touch on the turtle meat thing too.
Oh,
Because that gentleman didn't know the role that turtle meat plays in the history of this country in organized politics.
100%.
Because it was when the government was formed by the Honorable Kurt Tibbetts, 98, I think it was. They said it was done with a pot of turtle meat.
I believe that.
I believe
And
that,
the
yeah.
government only lasted about 2 years when a vote of no confidence was brought against the Honorable Kurt Tibbetts, or a year, by a group that eventually became the UDP. And as a result of that, the Honorable Kurt Tibbetts and others went on to form what is now known as the PPM. So, when you talk about the history of turtle meat, we're not just talking about when our forefathers and my mother made a living out of going to sea and harvesting turtles and turtle eggs and booby bird eggs and all of those things. And the only meat that we had to eat was fresh turtle and sometimes corn turtle. And I grew up eating something my mother always made. And I mean, I might have something to do with my white sneakers, but my mother made me cornmeal porridge with a turtle egg in it for breakfast in the mornings. She called it fudder. She's from the Brat. So they eat a little different over there. Built a little different.
they
Kimmer
do.
Brackett.
What happened in all that?
Kimmer Brackers in the house. Kimmer Brackers.
So people are here in Montreal. Would you please have some for me?
No, thank you.
But so on a more serious note, I don't think anything that happened over the last several months wasn't something that we on the other side, we as a PPM, had been saying would happen from fairly early on. And that's with no disrespect to anyone within the group, in fact. But we saw it happening. We knew that this particular group could not make the full terms. We give them credit for making it as far as they did, which is concerns me. Why? Because all of the issues that were brought up at the meeting with the three ministers and the one parliamentary secretary that left the government at this stage, those are not new issues. Those are nothing new. Those are things that have been, all of those things have been approved in the budget from last year, November. These have been issues that we've been dealing with, beach erosion. The school was approved in the budget last year, November. Ponciana was supposed to open several months after taking office. These are no new issues. These are issues that have been there. Yeah. And the question remains, why couldn't they resolve those issues? And why would those four leave at this time? Is it just a convenient time to leave? Or was there something new? And we really haven't, I certainly, maybe the public may have heard something new. I didn't hear anything new. So, that's all I'll say about that, because it's I think every single person, and I'll say this with all honesty, every single person that formed that government in 2021 thought they were doing it for the right reasons.
100%.
Right? Every single one of them did it. They thought, maybe some people behind the scenes may have been doing it for personal reasons, but everyone that signed on that line and formed that government, I'm sure, thought they were doing it for the right reasons. After the first couple of weeks of being disappointed, all of my colleagues were reelected. All of us that ran, all the incumbents were reelected. Mr. Kurt Tibbetts had retired. We were reelected back to office. We certainly thought we would be able to continue all the good work we were doing. But when that didn't happen, after a couple of weeks, I said to myself, okay, maybe Premier Panton is on to something. Maybe these guys are on to something. Let's give it a chance. We're not just going to be in opposition for the sake of being in opposition, but let's give it a real chance. And my first steps were to call up the ministers that took over responsibilities for my subjects to say, hey guys, here's a low-hanging fruit. Here's what you can do right away. This is a great idea. This is there. We were ready to go before COVID. You just need to pull it off the shelf and go with it, because that's the right thing to do, right? That is the right thing to do. You're in the opposition. It's not your job to stop progress for 4 years, right? And I thought for myself, and I will be very, open here and saying, I thought to myself, if this works, then you know what? I can return back to this. If this works, in 4 years' time, I can go back to the things that I want to do. We talked about in the podcast a lot of stuff that I want to get back to in my personal life. And achievements that I want to achieve, from Rotary right to business ideas that I have in time with my family. So I was optimistic. I said, okay, let's see what happens. So, but, as time went on, we saw the cracks, we saw the struggles that were there. We have a lot of friends. Anyone that knows Deputy Premier Kenneth Bryan and I, they know that we are friends, right? We talk on a regular basis. Doesn't mean that I agree on everything that Kenneth does or says, and doesn't mean that he agrees on everything I do, but it shouldn't stop us from being friends, right? So, yeah, it shouldn't. It shouldn't.
Class of friends, yeah.
At the end of the day,
maybe we can get guys to come together.
Pardon?
We can get guys to come together with me.
Across.
You guys on the couch together tonight.
Oh, yeah, that's not an issue.
Oh.
Listen, the one thing that you have to be elected is Caymanian. So when you look at it, when you think about it that way, every single one of us are Caymanians. That's first and foremost. And that should always be first and foremost, is that we're all Caymanian. And we're all there for the same reasons. We have different ideas of how to achieve those goals. We have different ideas on what those goals should be. But we are all Caymanians, and we should all be there to look out for the betterment of this country, the future of this country, our children. We're Caymanian children, Caymanian grandchildren. That's why we're there. Personally now, after seeing what has happened, I have always been a supporter of organized politics. I know in Cayman, you say the word party, and when they realize that it's not one of Rashid's party, that it's a political party, everybody gets all upset, right? But it's just a word used to describe the organization. And for the PPM, it's been very difficult for us because we've been the only party for the last 12 years. So when you talk about parties, if you're going to complain about parties, there's only one person to complain about.
Yeah.
And that's the PPM, right? They now at the end, I think now in today's Cayman's political world, people have put independence together and talk about independence. It's almost like they're another party. So you're either talking about, the PPM or the independents. So organized politics for me was the only way that I would have entered into politics. I want to know that the people that I'm going to be working with share the same ideologies that I do, share the same vision for the country that I do. I want to know who my leader is going to be. I want to know if I can work with that individual. I want to know if I can work with all the other individuals in the group, because that's what it takes to achieve anything. All right? If you think about
He was going to interrupt you.
I'll just point to him to say I have the next question.
Okay. If you think about it in the sense of pro sports, right? What would the NBA be without teams, with management structures, with leadership structures, a head coach, and 15 guys that train together all year round to compete in the league? What would a English Premier League team be if you didn't have names, if you didn't have an organized structure, if you didn't have a coach and a CEO that puts the team together, if the players didn't train together? Suppose the NBA was every year a group of guys come together and form teams. Then everybody have to develop their fan base during the season. Then at the end of the season, they break up again.
Yeah, it's chaotic.
It's chaotic. It's chaotic. Even if you think about it for your employment, if you're going to go and work for a firm, don't you want to know what that firm stands for? Wouldn't you like to know who the head of that firm is? Wouldn't you like to hear from some of the employees in that firm whether that person is a nice person or not a nice person, whether that person believes in promoting persons, whether that person believes in building people or tearing people down? What is the culture of the company? Those are the things you would ask if you're going to go and accept the job. So for me, it was only one way, and that was organized politics. And at the time, there were the PPM and the C4C. I attended meetings with both, and I ended up choosing the PPM.
Yeah. I want to prep you before we get you off the stage with video break. I was wanting to talk about ways to get involved, because I think when you're a young person doing things, they assume that you have 10 years in service, you should be a politician, you should get into you should run. And I want to get away from that, so I want you to prepare that about who we're going to get. Chris, I want to get your question before we get the next guest.
Forgot a question. Oh my goodness. What was my question? No, it wasn't party politics. I really.
This is Chris.
This is why when I point
I need to go in right away. He was talking.
But it's all right. Go ahead.
Come on. So, Mr. Hugh, obviously you have a party machine. You guys are trying to get extra.
All right.
It's about.
So there was a news article that was published by the Compass that came out, and it was quite lengthy, describing the future landscape of what was to be expected in the upcoming election in 2020. I think was that House of Cards, was it called? Yeah. Yeah, and they had a few.
That was really good, by the way, too. Shout out to the Compass.
Yeah, they put quite a lot of work into that. So they essentially said that the PPM planned on running fairly healthy slate of candidates. Can you make mention of where you guys are at in terms of that?
Yeah, we are moving very deliberate in our choice of candidates. We're very deliberate. We're taking our time. If we wanted to have 17, 18, 19 candidates, we could do that. We could just accept everyone that walks through the door. Listen, from the get-go, from when I was on your podcast, from when I spoke at our general council meeting accepting the nomination for leadership of the party, I said we were going to offer something fresh and something different. And that is a goal. That is a goal here. So we're taking our time. We're moving we're very deliberate in the way we are selecting our candidates, because I can't go now and just bring back a bunch of retirees or whatever else and say, I'm offering you something fresh.
Yeah.
So we are there. We are in the teens, I can tell you that.
Sorry, was it in the teens?
In the teens.
Okay.
In the teens.
Okay.
Oh, so you're 13, 14, 15 area?
We're in the early teens, yes.
Okay.
So
A lot of people.
So I actually, I'll say something tonight. I think when is the next podcast? The live one?
The next live is December 9th.
December 9th?
Yeah.
I think we may have one of our new, fresh candidates do this part of the show.
Okay.
On December 9th. So just to give you an idea of who they are, or at least who one of them are. And then maybe on the third one, we'll do another. So,
Sounds good.
so yeah.
Good. Thank you.
Yeah, but it's and when we're talking about that, when you spoke earlier about your son, one of the candidates that we hope to have, and maybe she will be one of those coming the show. When she called me up and she asked to meet, and I met with her, and she said, "Listen, I had a great life here in Cayman, growing up here. I enjoyed myself. I didn't pay attention, even though politics was all around me. I didn't pay attention. I kind of grew up in the PPM realm, but I didn't really pay attention. And then I had 2 kids, and the blinders came off. And she said, now all I can think about is what kind of future are my kids going to have? And it's incumbent on me now to step up to ensure that they have a future that they can look forward to, or I can look forward to for them." So, it resonated with me when you said that, because, I sat there with this young lady and I was just blown away by, her honesty and her vulnerability and her desire to do something about it.
Okay. So, young lady, all right. All right. Thank you, Mr. Duke. We're going to give you a few things off. We're going to drink or some food. We'll bring the next guest, and then we'll probably get involved back on for a few minutes. How's that?
Sounds good to me.
A round of applause for Minister Hugh. Or sorry, Mr. MP Hugh. Sorry.
The white sneakers are clean.
Sorry, yes.
We talking about children. My son is in the back. I was playing super dad earlier, so that's why I was late. My son turns 6 tomorrow. You see him?
He was at the Brock. Big man.
So
He gave me the little naughty.
he's on the iPod.
He's a veteran, man. He gave the little.
I tried to get him to come up here and take a picture, but he's being late.
Bryce, so you don't want to come up?
You don't want to take a picture.
Come have a seat.
Come take a picture with me. All right.
He became famous for that episode we lost.
Yeah. Bryson's around girl, so he's just happiness right now. Real quick, let's get into it. Let's introduce the Dexter Big Clutch.
What are you saying?
Nah, because it's so much changes in 2-3 weeks. The man himself, the representative, Mr. George Summer Central, he doesn't like us talk about his partner days, so we're not going to do that. Following the Honorable Deputy Premier, Mr. Kenneth Bryan, welcome back to the podcast. Come on up on the stage, boss. Oh, he gonna hug his constituents. All right. How you doing, boss?
I'm all right. I see my cousin warmed up the seat for me, so I'm good.
Okay.
Big shout out to Joey Hugh in the house, everybody. I think he did a good job, man. I think he did good.
How the stress levels?
I'm good, actually. I think it's going well.
Okay, good.
I think everything that was said thus far was funny, honest, and real. So it's good.
Okay. So we get into the real stuff, Dodo.
Yeah, let's get that done.
Well, you know comment on turtle meat now? Let's get straight into the turtle meat. This is the
turtle meat. So, let me do that. But before we do that, I'm going to say real quick, this is a reminder that Tony is selling out tickets. A lot of good prizes. I think there's a $500 King Airways voucher. There's 200, Thompson, it's Christmas time, so I'm going to re-gift that. You can do that as well. $5 for one ticket, $10 for three tickets. Then we're doing an arm length for $25. Just find the longest, tallest person you can.
The proceeds are going. Oh crap! I forgot the name of it.
Amen.
Exclusion Cayman. There we go.
Inclusion.
Exclusion Cayman. I'm sorry. I am so terrible with names.
You sound like you're
Terrible.
Oh no.
This is literally why I have my phone open next to me so I can keep notes and remember the worst.
Let's get into it real quick. So yeah, he was on the recent episode. What was it? For the record, it was OC. It was OC or Talk to the.
I was taught today.
Talk to the, my apologies.
But it wasn't OC.
No, it was Ray. Sorry, Ray. He was still sterling. You got a call from someone who had an idea of what to do with the turtle farm.
What was the initial call about?
Actually, we were talking about the 7 Mile Beach renourishment thing and the port. So, I must say at the early stage of the conversation was all right because he was agreeing that we need to do something about the 7 Mile Beach. Unfortunately, he didn't agree with the port thing, but we were having a good conversation, and then I just kind of twisted it a little bit and then started going down like the turtle meat thing. I was like, hold on for a minute. Are you suggesting that we don't eat turtle meat?
KFC, the
And
national
then the
dish.
KFC thing happened. I was like, okay. I'll be honest with you, and those who know me, I don't eat turtle either.
What? 30 years ago, like,
No. Seriously, I
I'm just saying you have to defend it. That's
but the principle behind it could have been whelps, it could have been conch, it could have been anything. It's just, I found it okay, first things first, you got to put a disclaimer out here. Not every new person that comes to the Cayman Islands think the way that guy did. Because what I'm most worried about is that video went viral. I have got at least 1,000 comments since. And what that did was further add to the divide, and that's not Cayman. And I really want us to, as much as some people may be annoyed by it, don't make it be a reflection of everybody that comes here thinks that way. Some people just don't think it through.
I don't think he's being serious about obviously the KFC international dish.
He was being very serious about cutting out turtle meat, though, and moving that money.
Was the preservation of the
Yeah, the KFC thing might have been tongue-in-cheek, obviously.
I also
But
think that don't fully understand what the purpose of the turtle center is.
Exactly. So if I could just add on to that, the point is that regardless if you like the consumption of turtle meat or not, a lot of people don't understand why it was created in the first place outside of our cultural components and the history behind it. Because I was trying to explain to the gentleman that if we don't farm it, it's something that's a part of our culture, that people are going to go to their natural way of life of what we grew up on, and then they'll start to attack the wild. And that's not what we want. We want the wild turtles to continue to be wild. And not only that, but this conservation center also helps to populate an endangered species. And I know that, turtles are very cute, and I know that a lot of people love them, but a lot of people don't remember when our islands were infested with mosquitoes, and our forefathers, my great-great-grandfathers, had the only thing to eat was that. And my mom is from the Brac, my dad is a Matfield from Georgetown, and the life that they had to live, I felt disrespected in all due respect. Maybe he didn't realize what he was doing.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
I feel if he wasn't in record, he wanted to say something totally
No,
different.
today, I would definitely respond in the same way in public or in private.
But
20 years ago?
Yeah.
Oh, this...
when I heard him say the comment, I looked at my phone. I literally went like,
Yeah.
he did not just say that.
But I don't think that's a reflection of every person who comes here, because we have a strong melting pot here, and like I don't want that to be a reflection of everybody. I just hope that those who do embrace our society recognize those are the types of insensitive comments that our people hear that make us upset. And a lot of Caymanians are pissed about stuff like that now. And it's a good way to reflect and say, remember, don't say nothing about our culture like that. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think, well, I first wanted to call you and ask you what you really want to say. I want to say this is a safe space on our podcast, and you can share it, but I won't put you in the spot because you definitely prepared. It's a little different.
I'm in training to do the right thing. And Joey, actually, what Joey didn't tell you is Joey's actually my distant cousin.
Oh.
Yeah. So I'm in training. He told me I can keep it in line, be diplomatic about it. So I'm no longer allowed to say those.
You're taking instructions.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. That's good. But yeah, I remember hearing these stories back in the day too. You see, it was no clinical with turtles, and you could go out and just like walk on shell, basically. It was just so much, turtles that we have here. To the point where we obviously overfished them or whatever, but had to go to other countries, and hence why the turtle circle was sort of created to kind of force it on, put that going over us. So we do have a lot of cultural and heritage significance when it comes to turtles. And I think most people just don't understand why.
It was a source of income.
Well, that too. Yeah, no, for sure.
So,
For sure.
I mean, if you think about it, there's other jurisdictions, other countries that keep things sacred that you don't think a lot about. Like some parts of India, you can't eat a cow, but you consume it every day. I mean, different places have. I mean, it's just about embracing who we are. Respect it. I know you may not like it. I mean, like I want to eat a steak, but I ain't gonna go to India and be like, yo, chop up that cow right now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just a respect thing. It could have been any other topic.
Yeah.
I don't eat turtle, but I respect what my forefathers had to go through and what it means to them. Yeah.
I want to say it's not lost to me in terms of politics. For those of us who are a little bit older, remember the stories, the turtle dinner. So I was funny that Joey brought it up. So it's not lost to me that we're having a show geared over voter registration, politics. He got the focal point tonight has the nation. Turtle meeting. That shouldn't be lost on us as consumers of the podcast in the historical impact when it comes to policy, right? You mentioned beach erosion. I want to give you a chance to talk about beach erosion. What's going on, I guess, in terms of what's going on with your government and what you guys doing over the next couple of months?
Well, the government right now obviously accepts that this is a national emergency. And we're trying to conclude what is the best steps moving forward, and more importantly, who pays for it? Because that's one of the most touchiest points. Like we know we deal with the sensitivities about where Caymanians have access to the beach locally. And if you take the taxpayers' money to put the beach back, you can't tell them, oh, I'm taking your money, and then you can't go on it. Because we know the halfway, the high water mark distinction. So right now but we recognize that it has to be dealt with. There has to be a solution. And I think that a PPP, a public sector and private sector partnership can be struck where both the government and those who are affected can come together to help pay for and design the strategy. So in respect to spending millions of dollars within government, there is a procurement law and procurement procedures. You have to do the outline business case, you have to do a strategic business case, and these things take time, one of which we don't have a lot of time for because it's affecting our brand every day. And obviously affecting the quality of life for those people who live on the beach. And this is another thing that I was saying on the radio show when the turtle meat conversation came up, is that a lot of people see this beach erosion to be, oh, they're not Caymanian. And that's the farthest from the truth. Yes, you have a multi-corporation like the Marriott or a multi-millionaire like Dart that lives in that area, but you also have villas that Caymanians own. They're Caymanians, and just because they're not out in the public domain, you don't know who's on the strata, and they have risk to their properties as well. And the other component that I don't think many people have analyzed is how it would affect insurance costs on everybody. if that gets any worse, then they have to claim on the insurance. Could it bring up our premiums from everywhere? So there's a lot of things that the government has to consider in the solution. And one thing I'm not happy about is that we are taking so long to deal with it. Sadly, members who left the government now were in charge of moving that forward, and we didn't do anything. Like, a lot of people think, as Minister of Tourism, it's my area of responsibility, but it isn't. It's actually to do with the coastal works license, which falls under the Ministry of Sustainability. And like the honorable leader said earlier, this is nothing new, and it was within that purview from December, and nothing happened. And then the excuse is, well, we left for the beach renourishment problem, but the ministry and the person in charge of that, you didn't hear anything about it for a while. So I really don't want to go down that road. I probably shouldn't even have opened that up, but the thing is right now is that we're committed to solving it. We're hoping to meet with some other stakeholders this week to see where we can forward the progress.
Private partnership for one. So
Yeah.
not build this adjustment on the taxpayers.
Well, a shared approach. To be honest with you, I hope that the private sector, if the private sector said right now, listen, they'll pay for the whole thing between the Turkish guy, Dart, and Marriott, and some other players, listen, we'll pay for the coastal work license and the engineers, because it would take away a lot of the time component. Because once government is involved, we are obligated by law to ensure that the monies that we spend on your behalf are spent with value for money. And that means the business case analysis and so forth, which take a time.
Can you make a comment on the video that was put out on behalf of the DART organization on their idea of replenishing the sand that's been eroded from the beach?
Yeah, I think it's one option. It's a option, and the sand engines, it has logic to it, because the way our patterns work, our sand go up and down, north to south every year due to the weather patterns, and some of the sand goes further to the edge of the cliff. And if we don't save it before have you ever heard of these, what they call snow cliffs, where there's certain parts you can go dive and you watch the sand just slide off the edge. It looks like you're in snow, and people pretend while they're in the water like they're skiing. And sand can be lost off the edge and never come back. So the strategy there is that there is sand along the western side of the island that can be sucked up by sand engines and then put back on the beach. I wasn't too convinced about the whole pushing the sand, make the wave action, put it back. I think you just put it back on land, but you have to trust the engineers who know about this stuff. And that is not a short-term solution. That's a medium to long-term solution. That's for when you do a particular initiative at the start, resolve it, and then every 8 to 12 years, when you see the problem start to erode again, you can implement those kinds of things. So
I wanted to ask you now, where we're on the topic about the beach, there was quite a hot topic. Was it earlier this year or maybe late last year with Red Spot Beach, which is the beach that is next to Cayman Cabana, where we get our local fish from, the fish market, and whether or not the government should purchase that. And with that same thought in mind, could there be a greater idea, which is back to your question to me, what I would like to see out of future politicians, is the government making provisions in their budget to purchase historical properties and turn them into conservation or protected areas. One of them that I have a big pickings with is Point of Sand in Little Cayman, the best beach in all 3 islands.
Yeah. So the question is, should we have a provision for funding?
So purchase these things, like as well as Red Spot, could there be a budget opened up to the government to look at? There are areas in Cayman that are privately owned, but hold some kind of cultural significance, and the government could then purchase it so that it can be enjoyed by all, and it would have no fear of being sold and developed.
Hold on. Let me pause before Ken responds. Let me switch out. Let me get Mr. Big back on as well. Let me switch Keisha out real quick. just because I want to make sure we get the Hives back to the Monday Night Football soon. Okay.
Keish. You're welcome.
I know people who listen to the podcast on a regular basis, they like the fuckery that we do sometimes. But tonight, because we told the Hive we share our best day, and also we had these guys visiting us, we didn't want to get too, you know what I mean? So we're doing our best day. So bear with us. After the show, for those that listen to us, we want you to stick around for a few minutes because we want to talk to every one of you and just express our gratitude and humble for you guys supporting with those videos, all right? So back to the question I wanted him to get on as well, just because that area is in your constituency, Georgetown North.
No, that's Georgetown Central.
Florida, but it's
Florida, yeah.
I was enjoying watching the question you guys.
Well, it was just the question is opening up the budget to allow the government to purchase lands that are in national interest.
Well, the honorable leader for opposition would know this already because he's used the provision before. We do have funds available for that. You have a line item for land acquisitions, general land acquisition for other purposes, government
Like roads and stuff,
roads
right?
and so forth. Not only roads, but for whatever projects or for whatever reason we want to purchase the land. And then you have the National Conservation Fund, which can be used for purchasing land that you want to preserve. Because the component of what you're saying is buying it so it never get developed. And we've had times where we've come to Parliament and asked for that reserve fund to be used for purchases of land to be preserved. So it's not like we don't do it now. Should we be doing it more? I must say that the Honorable Premier Juliana O'Connor-Conley has been the biggest spender in purchasing land back because of the acknowledgement that we don't have as much beachfront land as we've ever have done before. And you may see that if we did a FOI on it, this government has purchased the most waterfront land because of trying to secure waterfront property for the future of Caymanians.
Now,
Yeah, I think Honorable Deputy Premier was speaking about the environmental fund, which majority of the funds of that comes from a fee on the importation of cars. And so over the years, that fund has grown tremendously. Not to bring it back up, but you mentioned this Smith Cove earlier. When that project was being proposed at Smith Cove, or beside Smith Cove, and the developer agreed to sell the property to the government, that was the fund that was used to purchase that property. And I think it's just where we are now. You know, in the old days and historically, government maintained several parcels of land along 7 Mile Beach, but then put them on 99-year leases. That was a common thing.
Some of those hotels are built on, right?
Some of the hotels are built on those. But I think overall, no one wanted to own West Bay Road. No one wanted to own waterfront property.
Back in the day.
Back in the days
Right.
on those areas. You couldn't grow anything on the sand. And they also knew what happened when the storms came. So there were certain areas of South Church Street that nobody built on historically, because Caymanians built on Iron Shore, but they didn't build on those properties because they knew what happened when the storm came, right? So they didn't build there. Nobody wanted to own it. So when persons were coming in to buy those properties, Caymanians would run around going, laughing to the bank, literally saying, "Can you believe that fool paid that much money for that beach?" And now we're saying we want to buy some of those properties back, and we have to understand where we came from to how we got here, right? Many Kenyans made a lot of money selling those properties and selling them over and over and over again. The government has made, I would bet you, billions of dollars over the years in stamp duties between the transfer of those properties over and over again, or the condos or homes in those properties that have been sold multiple times. Billions of dollars. I have no hesitation in saying that have been made by the governments over the last several decades from those properties. So now we recognize later on now people want to have access to these properties. And the deputy premier is right. This government has bought quite a number of properties on all three islands, actually, I think. So, the question is now, what do you do with those properties? How do you preserve them? What do you use them for? Which is always a very difficult thing to do because everyone has different ideas on it. And then how do you upkeep them? Because we talk about the growing cost of central or core government, the civil service. And if you're going to start opening all of these parks, then you have to hire more persons to take care of those parks. And then you're talking about ballooning your current expenditure once more. So a lot of things to consider, but I think going down the road personally, every one of us can agree on particular areas, but until the government comes to you and says, I'm buying your property, there's nothing you can do about it, that's when you're going to feel it. And we can talk about this government, we can actually probably talk about the government after the next election being responsible persons and won't necessarily take that where we're frivolously compulsory acquiring people's properties, but we can't talk about governments down the road. Once a precedent has been set, persons, if you start setting that precedent that every time somebody complains that they want to be on your property and the government comes in and says, we're buying your property and you can't do anything about it, that's not a precedent we want to necessarily set. We hope that, persons can come together and make a decision for what's right for the country. And that's all I'm going to say about that. I don't want to talk about it too much more, but yeah.
Well, it'll be my personal campaign for Point of Sand.
Yeah, I'm sure that
Point of Sand is okay, man. If you have not been there, it's the most gorgeous beach in all three islands.
What you doing at the beach, Point of Sand first?
Snorkeling.
Someone's in over.
Okay, the reason why I love that, one, it's completely undeveloped out there.
You weren't by yourself.
Two, it was a good group of people. Two, what's the second one? Two, that the coral is very close to the shore.
Point of Sand is pretty awesome.
So literally 20, 30 yards offshore, you have immaculate coral. You don't get that anywhere here. Like that close to shore, the level of coral that is out there.
So if you buy a round ticket and you came in the voucher,
you can go Little Cayman.
you can take a new twin order until Little Cayman.
Correct.
Definitely. You could take the whole family for 500.
Relax.
You could take your 4-piece family over there.
So I'm just going to change the gears a little bit if you don't mind.
Yeah, because I want to get guys over here and I want to get people the chance to speak to you offline. I think it's always important to have access to your representatives. And for us to link up, we're not telling you to vote red, blue, green, yellow. For us, it's just not to be disenfranchised, we need to have the opportunity to vote. And that's why we wanted to do this podcast tonight. That's why we wanted to push voter registration. It's for you, if you're not registered to vote, to get registered. Yeah. Just so you can have the option come April 30th, 2025. So I want to give you guys an opportunity to have some type of remarks, in general closing remarks, but then also free you so people can speak to you one-on-one. And I also know some of our long-time listeners want to yell at me on the side, so I want to invite them as well once we cut the cameras on. So go ahead, Mr. Lee.
Yeah, earlier on when we were chatting, I was talking about commonalities, right? I was talking about we're all entering it for the right reasons. We may have different views on different things. But one of the views, and we're talking about Joey and Kenneth here tonight. I think one of the commonalities that we both have is our desire to get young people involved, right? Kenneth has his own story, about how he got there, and we talked about it in the podcast, but that's a commonality that we have is again. And so that's something I wanted to bring back into the conversation tonight, because I think even, if I have to look at my own party, PTM, there was a time we had a youth arm. There was a time when they were very active, and somehow down the road, and I think, as things go good, people become relaxed and complacent, right? It's only when things become hard that we start paying attention to things. And so I think my part, we lost that down the road. That is in the top 3 of the things I want to achieve over the next several years, is bringing back that youth arm of the party. re-engaging with the younger people, because it is a wonderful opportunity, certainly in our structure. It's a wonderful opportunity for persons to come in and work within the party to get an understanding of our local political system, to get an understanding of how politics from the inside works. And perhaps if you have any thoughts in the future that you might want to become involved in politics, become a representative, coming and volunteering or working or being part of a youth caucus, a young arm of any political party or group, is a wonderful way to immerse yourself into it and to learn from the inside, right? To really get in there and understand, well, this is how it works. And I think there are individuals that may not be in parties. I know the Honorable Deputy Premier here, is very much engaged with the younger constituents in his constituency, but whatever constituency you are in, and whether you come to the Progressive or PPM, I would encourage you to do that, of course, but see if you can go and get involved. Around the world, in the US, the college students in the UK, when I visit the Parliament offices in the UK, all you see is college students. All you see, to me, I'm walking through and I'm like, they look like teenagers, all over the Parliament offices. And they're volunteering there. Some are getting a stipend for working there, but they're getting involved. They get involved in committees. They become youth arms of certain constituencies of the parties. But they're learning politics from the inside out. And I think it's just a wonderful way for our younger people, those, not even just the younger people, anyone with interest in politics and the future of this country, it's a wonderful way for you to get involved, is to come and be a part of an organization, of a campaign where you can see and experience what politics is like here in Kenya.
I think I can just chime on. I agree with the leader of opposition in respect to that. It's quite sad. One of the things that disturbs me most politically is the fact that our average age voter is 53. What it tells me is that the people who are dictating your future right now are closer to their retirement age than what you have to deal with. Like, and I hear about Keisha's concern about property. Like, I mean, we need more younger people who are saying to the politicians, let me tell you this, politicians listen to the numbers. If you ain't registered, trust me, they ain't gonna listen to you. I know them, I became a part of the industry. That's why I always said I don't want to be a politician. I want to be a representative. And I want you to be counted so I can represent you. Because when you come in your numbers, you can dictate what you want. You can say, I want lower land prices. I want to own my own home. And that's the best way you can do that. I don't want to make affordable housing. I want to make housing affordable again. There's a difference in thinking, and you can change that. Don't make it. Now, every generation matters, but for the younger persons out there, imagine there's less than 1,000 people who are registered to vote between 18 and 24, but they don't have a say about their future. It's mind-blowing, and I'm just encouraging you, take the power in your hand. When you show up with that card in your hand and say, I'm a registered voter, you'll see how quick they jump.
I was going to say that more than likely, if you reach out to the representative from the constituency within which you live, the first thing that either the representative's assistant will do or that representative will do is to check to see if you're registered to vote.
100%.
And that doesn't mean that they're not going to contact you, but that certainly says to them, okay, I have other people that have called me and want to speak to me, they're registered to vote. So, and that is wrong in so many ways, but that is what happens, right? Whereas I know personally, and I certainly know that the Honorable Deputy Premier, when you call my office and you say you live in my constituency and you're not registered to vote, before you get to talk to me, you're filling out that form to register to vote. I will be there waiting for you, stand here, and as soon as you finish filling it out, then you come into the office because it is so important to participate.
if I can use an example, it's probably not the best example in the world because by all means, I ain't trying to use your political power for you to party all night and have fun. But think about this for a second. And it reminds me of Rashad's comment about, Rashad said, yo, Ken, when we going to change this 12 o'clock hour on Saturday, man? I was like, when you all start getting registered to vote. Because if you think that 65% or 80% of the people are over the age of 47, they don't care about partying anymore. They're worried about their kids and they're at home. They don't want a noise in their head. So if you want to change the law, you think that if 80% of the people who put me in power say, listen, I don't want to hear no raga on a Saturday night in my head, who you think I'm going to listen to? The people who are only 10% or the people who are 85%? You want power? Get your power in your numbers. Show them that you have a say too, because you're making a different group of people dictate your future. And I just want you to have your say because my job is to represent in a democratic way. That's all I care about.
Oh, I'm happy. I just wanted to say once again, I know there's a lot of parents out here who have children that are of age to vote. So if your kid is not registered to vote, please get them out there. I know I didn't get registered to vote until I was 27. But that doesn't mean that your kid doesn't need to understand the importance of voting. So don't be like me. Don't be like Keisha. How old were you when you got registered?
It's about 19.
Okay, you are good. So yeah, be like Vic.
Victor, I just want to make sure for this.
Go get. So I know so all you mothers out there that do have kids that are of age, please. You don't have to bring them here to get registered, but there's plenty of places you can go. Or if you want to know where to go, you can DM us on our Instagram page, and we'll be happy to point you out.
100%. Just like I said, the tables in the back. If you register to vote, please go back.
Yeah, if your kids aren't here, though. Yeah.
Say what?
If the kids aren't here.
I think it's also important to let you know that just about every single one of us, in every single one of us that have a constituency office, will be more than happy to have you come in and assist with filling out the forms and submitting them online, etc. So we'll do it for you. And that is, it doesn't matter what side you're on, it doesn't matter,
Just get
what
registered.
time, where. The most important thing is we want people, the younger people, to get involved.
That's true.
Yeah, because
So-
I would.
Hey, you can clap for registering. There we go. One thing Rashad just told me, sorry, we have the registration forms in the back by Tony. So if you are someone that knows people that need to get registered, please go back and see Tony. She's waving her hand in the back there. Big up, Tony. And you can take those forms and buy her a bear.
Sorry.
We have 40 bears at our table now.
The reason why we have the registration to vote is because I've seen it happen before. I've seen the referendum be announced, and someone come and say, "Yo, I want to vote for this particular issue," and it's like you can't. You're too late. You're 3 months out because you missed the last deadline. So again, that is a part of the reason why you guys are registered to vote. And it's not just about young people registered. It's also older people like
Yes,
you
yeah.
27, 37, 47, who says this doesn't matter. It's the same old people. You just never know. And I would hate for this day to come out February or March or wherever this is, and someone comes out that you are interested in.
Yeah.
Someone that sells you their values and their beliefs, their manifesto, and now you can't register, you can't vote because you didn't register in time. So again, it's just most likely just hedging your bets. It doesn't hurt you to register to vote. And again, a lot of people use the excuse of jury duty. That change is likely going to come soon. So don't use that excuse.
What change is that's coming soon?
Well, if I can opine on that. So they've been investigating for years now about using a different list than the voters list for jury duty. And my last conversations with the supervisor of election, they're close to that. So it won't matter whether you're registered or not. You're still going to be called for jury duty. So that ain't going to
If you're
happen.
resident of the country, you should.
Yeah.
And the thing about that is that once you do that, we're expanding the pool.
Yes.
So your chances of being called up, and hopefully,
Less, yeah.
if they've expanded the pool, that certainly could actually look at reducing the amount of time that you have to commit to jury duty. I think it's like 6 weeks now.
Yeah.
And hopefully they'll be able to reduce that.
That's a smaller number.
I think that will require the numbers to do that.
This is very dangerous for me to do, but I'm gonna do it anyway, and I'm gonna give final comments to politicians. I know that can go on for some time, so just want to
Keep your comments brief.
Let me get final comments from the Honorable Deputy Premier and also
Leader of the opposition. He batted me up earlier, so sorry about that. The honorable leader of the opposition. That's right. I said FP, but my bad there.
Go first. I just want to say, first off, thank you guys so much for this opportunity. I want to send a shout out to the organization, the Hive here, all the crew in the background, the ones who make the work look good. Shout out to y'all. I want to say I respect you guys so much, right? Because nobody listens to old politicians. You guys are influencers. And to take this on and let your peers know, your peers will be quicker to listen to you. So I'm proud of you for taking this fight on and saying, listen, guys, this is something real. We got to pay attention to this. So, you know, campaign will happen. I'll all come and beg you for my support and all that. And until then, just pay attention to it, man. Don't make it slip, you know. And I do agree that there needs to be organized politics. Joey's a good person. Trust me, I know him. I'm going to share a little intimate story with you, if you don't mind. So, no, it's personal. We're not intimate, personal. So seriously, check this out. So we both have kids, right? And when this whole thing happened with the government shakeup, and this is the thing that people don't think about. They think politicians are all bad people and stuff. We all have families, we have feelings. His son called my daughter just to check and see she was all right. Because only our kids know the stress we deal with. And we're on the opposite side because we care, we fight, we argue about policies and what we want to do to better you. And I love him for that, because no matter what happens, we're still caring about our people. We're just trying to get there in different ways, you know. And sometimes we try to get there in the same way too. And that takes maturity. So some of you guys know it's former PPM, so I have a good relationship and everything else. But there is a human element behind this. We give everything that we got every day, all day, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, holidays, Christmas. We're here for you because we love you, and this is what we do. So just don't give up on democracy. Just be more involved, right? And don't make nobody BS you, right? You're all smart enough. You can see through that fluff. Most times they look at you, be like, oh, come on, you think I'm an idiot or what? Just look at it, analyze it. You're smart enough, and you can see through it, and you make the right choice, whatever that may be for you.
All right. Okay, I'll apologize for not saying anything about my cousin. No, I also want to thank you guys for having us on and look forward to the series and you know, big shout out to everybody who showed up here tonight. I'm pleasantly surprised by the crowd here. You've been engaging with us all evening, and thank you guys for taking the time to come out. This is truly encouraging. And I don't know what the numbers are that are watching online, but I want to, you know, thank everyone for tuning in this evening as well, because this is, again, you know, we talked about it. This is bipartisan, right? This is about getting our younger people involved. This is about getting all of our Canadians engaged in what's happening with our country and playing their role in our democracy. I won't tell you all in here, but I'm happy. I'm going to stick around right over here after, and I'll be happy to talk to people about what is a party and how parties work and how can you participate in the party. And that is, you know, I think a lot of people think about it, maybe watch a lot of US politics, watch a lot of UK politics, and see something different. But, you know, it is simply a group of individuals who have the same ideology, have the same ideas for the country, who come together to put their thoughts together and work in a structured environment to hopefully represent and help build our country in the future. And I'm trying to just lay it out as layman as I can for you, because that is really what it is. And we certainly us in the PDM, we have become family over the years. Those who are elected and unelected, we literally become family. So I'm happy to chat with anyone that's interested about that and how it works and try to perhaps shed some light on what some of the you know, I guess, some of the negativities that surround party politics. People talk about drinking the Kool-Aid and this and that. And the name is just so you're identified, and the color is just so you identify. Just like your favorite English Premier League team, just like your favorite NBA team, or your favorite baseball team. That's all it is. It's a name so you know who we are, and it's a color so we're identified, right? And that's really what it's about. But I'll be here after and happy to chat with you all about it. And yeah, thank you to you guys and Link Up podcast, and I'll be sure to mention it the next time.
Appreciate y'all coming on.
And thank you to the Hive for hosting as well. Thank you.
And give a big round of applause for Mr. Joey with Mr. Kenneth Bryan. We've been hearing the rumors too, by the way, guys. Okay? We've been hearing the rumors.
I'm back. Wow, that was interesting.
Why you had to come back on board? What's up?
What? No, I just wanted to come back.
Nick's such a hater.
Yeah, he just wanted to.
So we're here to talk about the episode that got lost.
Nah, let's sit down for the part. I want to get the high day for Monday.
Oh, Monday Night Football. Okay, so the next time, for people that don't know, we were supposed to air an episode that started recording, and as with all families, we have fights. People think behind the scenes we're all kumbaya. We come up with these grand schemes and everything's going forward. We literally had to shut down an episode and end it because there was some. There was some verb.
No, that was the first.
Oh yeah, you and Jody buck up, but we aired that though. We aired that one.
Yeah, but this one was so bad that we couldn't
Yeah, we couldn't even hear it. Yeah, we couldn't hear this one.
But in the future, we do want to give you guys like a behind the scenes look into knowing that we are just like y'all. We fight, we argue, but we have to come together to understand that we're into this together for to have a common vision and to a greater cause and to move forward. At the end of the day, we argue, we fight, but we say we're family and we're in this together, and we'll share behind the scenes of that next time then.
So can I get a drink? But you're people see the drink. That's it.
Oh, please, everybody clap for, I'd like to thank specifically Tony and Debert right now. They have slaved for this podcast for these past months. You have no idea. Debert's been 3 years strong. This man's been behind the scenes, pulling all the strings, making everything work with this thing. And thank you to Phil and Vince as well, that they've every single live they have come through for us with we paid them nothing. They've given up their time and efforts for us to put all of these cameras and lights up for us. So thank you for that. And big up to Phil's podcast as well. Where's Phil? Can't see. Oh, behind the I can't see the lights.
Oh, Chris, hold on.
But big up to World Talk.
Yeah, no, I just want to shout out to Miss Universe came on Regan.
Oh, big up Miss Universe came on.
No, she not here, but she just went away to Mexico.
Oh,
yeah, to represent. Came on and whatnot.
I was about to say.
Yeah, she just came back. So.
Okay, I was about to say.
Yeah. So just wanted to show her out.
Okay,
for sure.
Now, since we're there, final comments, we'll go ahead. Please, shot.
That was my final comment, bro. How much? Oh, as the deputy premier said, we can make Badabanu lit again. So, yeah.
What's the date? It's confirmed.
May 3rd to the 12th.
Always no.
Yeah. We have to.
How stressful is that new post? Working with Badabanu right now. He just laughed at me.
It's very, very stressful. But it's a great opportunity, I will say. I get to do something for the culture came on, something I have. We go into the 42nd year next year, and I just grateful to be a part of it, to be honest. So, yeah. 42 years, man. So, hopefully I get to carry on that for the next couple of years, So, yeah, we'll Yeah, we'll see how it goes.
That's all. That's all. Keisha, you good? Final comments?
Get registered to go.
You covered the business up tonight. Keisha?
Had to.
Oh yeah, I didn't get a shirt made to expose all of that. No, we couldn't do all that.
If you listen to the podcast. Before we get out of here, yeah? Final comments? No?
Yeah, shout out to the Ministry of Tourism and the Progressives, for helping us, put this on, and everybody that supported and whatnot, and the Hive as well, so.
Big up Kim and
shout out
Airways,
to them.
A.L. Thompson as well, and the Hive, yes.
Well, if we shout out everybody, we shout out K Media for the graphics, but,
What'd you say?
Big bad.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Hey, yo, let's get out of here. I need a drink, some food.
You been drinking all night? Whose fault is that? All right, my bad. Oh, we should do it right now. We should
we can do it on
the raffle
Can we
right.
do the raffle? All right, we'll do the raffle.
right now.
Everybody got their tickets?
No one on the stage can win the raffle. But
Why not?
Yeah.
I bought 2 arm length worth of tickets. What do you mean I can't win?
don't need the bar. No.
Don't donate it to who?
The next person.
You are
Who do you
disqualified.
mean donate it to the next person?
Yeah, we're not doing that. We can't do that.
But if I bought raffle tickets, I deserve to win as well.
You can give it to someone else.
But why would I do that? I won't go to Miami too. Like, I won't go to New York. I won't go all these places.
Real quick, last time we had the sales in for the raffle tickets.
Oh no, we can't do that. Yeah, once the raffle part reach here, then you can't win no more tickets. You can't buy no more tickets. No, I'll do it.
No problem. Keisha, no problem. We can get Barbara to come pull the tickets.
Oh yeah, we can ask Miss Barbara to come pull the tickets.
Miss Barbara, do you want to pull the tickets for us? All right. Miss Barbara.
Yes.
Oh, she have tickets?
Hey, yo, where's Bryce? Bryce, come here. Come right here.
No, but Bryson going to rig it. He told me in the back when we were talking that he going to rig this thing. No, Miss Barbara going to come into it, man.
Okay.
So which one we doing first?
How many prizes?
We do the big one first.
Just 2?
Or no, we do the small. We do A.L. Thompson first?
Big one first.
Big one first. All
We
right.
do big one first.
So this is for the $500 travel voucher for Cayman Airways.
Please, if you win, you can take me. Serious, we can go. We can have a good time.
Go ahead, Ms. Walker.
Yep.
Representative Georgetown South, Ms. Barbara Conover.
So read the number.
Hey, the number is 136153. Hey, we got a winner.
You want to come up?
She lied. She didn't win.
We're going to Miami. Oh, read it again.
13615.
Come up and sit down. Just come up and sit down.
Do we have a winner? Yes.
Congratulations.
We got a voucher?
Looks like you're going to Miami.
Cayman Airways. Oh,
Let's
okay.
Let's do the last one real quick.
Deeper with the camera?
Yeah.
Oh, we have another one?
Yeah, you can take me as well.
All right, another one. All right, so this is for the 200 voucher for A.L. Thompson. Go towards a new fridge or some plumbing
I
product.
need to buy a fridge.
I can go towards a new fridge.
Yeah.
You can buy a TV. Oh, sorry, Miss Barbara. I'm sorry.
Number is 136212.
212.
136212.
You have 10 seconds to claim your prize.
Come and sit down. Come and sit down.
Oh, we have one more prize we're giving away, which is $100 to the Hive. Shout out to the Hive for the prize. Oh, I don't. Oh, yeah, we are. Oh, shoot. Shout out to Debert on the cameras and doing everything else.
Yo, let me shout
All
out.
right, and we have
Hold on. What's that? Let me shout out Deep, but I want to shout out his wife too, because his wife was lost in many nights hours doing poor stuff.
Fine.
Definitely shout out to Teresa as well. Wow.
B-Bert, we record Monday night, and we finish like around 8, 9 o'clock. B-Bert will go home, edit till 2, 3 in the morning, so you guys can have that episode Wednesday morning. Like, it is not a joke.
And I asked him for Tuesday morning. So
We tried to get him to Tuesdays, but his wife said absolutely not.
yeah. So, and last but not least, the last prize we give out. Shout out to the Hive for going with $100 and credit to the Hive. So
The drinking must continue.
drinking must continue.
I might give away a free carnival costume next time.
Next time.
Yeah, next time. This too short. This too short notice. You know.
Okay, the number is 136149. 136149. Okay, I'll put that back in.
I was just thinking.
My ticket.
I was going to put it back. You don't put it back? Yes.
No,
Put it back.
not me.
Okay, all right.
Not that in.
Hold on, sure.
Round 2.
Okay, the number is 136110. 136110.
110.
136110.
You have 10 seconds to claim your prize. No. Come on. Can we? No. Can we really give one person 2 prizes? No. Oh, that's Tasha. Congratulations, my friend. We gonna spend that together. Yep.
You're a winner.
Drinks on Tasha on Friday.
Tasha owes me sneaky toffee for the last 6 months, but
Thank you, Miss.
Yeah, Tasha, bring the sticky toffee too. Please, thank you.
hey yo, you listen to the Lake Up podcast. None of them was spiel. It's very humbling to see this go from an idea to realizing that young people were not paying attention to what was going on in the community, what was going on around it, and taking this from an idea and talking to Bieber. Bieber recorded in my house 2015 in Lacovia when we had an apartment in Lacovia. We've done many variations of this podcast. So to see where it is today and to see the views and see people stalking us on the road, see people coming into our lives, it's not lost upon me. It's very humbling to see. We're very grateful, we're very thankful. I'm not going to try to let Katie cry, but
That means you don't mean it.
if
You don't mean
If
it.
you talk to me after we cut the camera, and
If you're not crying, it don't really mean.
nah, I mean it to the bottom of the heart. So please don't leave without speaking to us before we cut out the video.
Oh, I do have one more thing to say. Someone stopped me in the crowd and told me to give a special shout out to Miss Barbara for all the things that she have done for her community and whatnot. They didn't want to say it themselves, but they told me
Oh, big up,
to
Miss.
give her a shout out. So I want to do that as well.
I want to give a shout out to the day one who's been to every live show, been supporting us from the very beginning. If there's anyone else, I'm sorry, but like I want to shout out Heather right here in the second row. She has been P1 Victor's
I
big
know.
friend there.
I not as bad as Chris. If you just started listening last week, thank you.
Thank you as well.
Thank you. We
But
really
like
appreciate
literally, like we started this, we didn't even know we were going to get 2 listeners.
We started. They always step on my outros, so they stepped on this one. No change.
Did Drake say it? Started from the bottom, now we here? That was him, right?
Yo, fun. Anyway, yo, so listen to the Link Up podcast. You know the fun is at People on IG. For those who listen in the car, at work, audio technical difficulties. We appreciate your support. Keep rocking with us. Shoot us a comment. If you have any complaints, always feel free to hit up his Instagram is straight from the 80s, at IG, on straight from the 80s. Throw it to you. You ready? You ready? Oh, okay. Go ahead, kid. Yeah, go ahead.
You've been listening to the Link Up podcast.
The pod link up.